Now you are in Mtskheta. For almost 1,000 years, from the 4th century BC through the 5th century AD, Mtskheta was the capital of Georgia, one of the well-known kingdoms of the ancient world. According to legend, the city was founded by Ethnarch Mtskhetosy. There is a theory that the name Mtskheta comes from Mtskheta, the name given to tribes found in the region. Their settlements in the territory of the town Mtskheta must have emerged after the 7th century BC, because by the end of the 4th century BC, Mtskheta was already a political center of the newly formed kingdom of Kartli, or Iberia. In the 3rd century BC, the first king of Georgia, Parnavaz, raised an idol to the supreme pagan deity and constructed a fortress in his honor. According to the legend, King Parnavaz, while hunting, discovered a massive cave near the town full of gold and precious stones. The young king used the treasure to hire warriors to fight against the conqueror Azo and free the kingdom. Hence, the king bought other dominion from Kuji, the ethnarch of West Georgia, and managed to unite east and west parts of the country. According to legend, King Parnavaz was unable to spend all the treasure and buried part of it in Mtskheta. To this day, there are people who believe that treasure is still hidden in Mtskheta, waiting to be found. The development of the town of Mtskheta was due to its favorable geographical location. International trading routes that followed the Aragvi and Mtkwari rivers met in Mtskheta. Greater Mtskheta during ancient times was divided into two parts, one part on the right bank and the other on the left bank of the river Mtkwari. Both parts were comprised of several suburbs such as Mtskheta, Armazi, Mokvtakari, Sarkine, Tsisamuri, and others, which were connected to one another by bridges. In each suburb, local inhabitants were engaged in one particular field of production, such as metallurgy, agriculture, pottery, etc. Each suburb had its own fortifications, gates, squares, shops, baths, and water pipelines. Temples were constructed on the tops of hills. The pagan deity Armazi's temple was on Bigeneti Hill, Anina and Danina's alongside of a road to Armazi, Zadin's on Tsisamuri Hill. Dwellings were located on slopes, and lowlands were used for accommodating workshops, orchards, vineyards, and cemeteries. Armazi's Chevi, Armazi Gorge, was a residency for Pitiachshi, the suburb of aristocracy. The history of Christianity in Georgia starts in Mtskheta. One of the most sacred objects in Christianity, and in Georgia as well, is the robe of Christ buried in Mtskheta. It is said that Saint Nino, a missionary from Jerusalem, arrived in Mtskheta in the beginning of the 4th century and started evangelizing. The places where she evangelized were Sam Tavro, Svetitskhoveli, and Jvari. In 326, King Mirian and his family adopted the new religion. There are more than 200 architectural monuments in Mtskheta, but it is the cathedral, Svetitskhoveli, that stands out from the rest. It presently functions as the seat of the Archbishop of Mtskheta and Tbilisi, who, at the same time, is the Catholicos Patriarch of all Georgia.